Welcome to the Collaboration Over Competition podcast. Collaboration takes competing to the next level, unifying the team and coming out with the best medal. It's coming our assignment for alignment, just check schedules, a group meditation to dead the devils. In the future, I see us floating together, comprised with different combinations, like using multiple minds on one conversation. Imagine having the space for many stars in one constellation. What would the value be if we all felt rich in one compensation? It's the power in numbers, and we can't let nothing stop the mission. I'm optimistic. It's collaboration over competition, rising way above the opposition. Who rocking with
All right,
it?
everyone. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 2 of Collaboration Over Competition, a podcast striving to show how far we can take things when we come together to collaborate rather than compete. Now, this podcast is sponsored by Levels Foundation Barbershop and Greatness Vodka. These are two local black-owned businesses here in Wichita, and I need all my listeners to like and support. We'll definitely have all their information in the description below. And it is Black History Month, so, let's make sure we get out and support our own. And before we get started, man, I definitely would just like to make a toast to greatness. Sponsored by Greatness Vodka, and there are two amazing flavors of original and peach cherry vodka, so toast to greatness, my brother. Alrighty. Now, it is with honor that we welcome our next guest. Serial entrepreneur, professional trainer, college recruiter, scout, and a director of player development at Newman University, Wichita's own Adrian Maloney Jr. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm blessed and can't complain. It's an honor to have you on the show. This is our first time meeting, and we met through mutual friends. We got the same barber, so our sponsors with Level Foundation. I just want to say, man, us coming here together is true power, showing the true power of collaboration. Collaborating with like-minded businesses and just networking, man. So I definitely appreciate you coming on the show today. I'm hoping to get back some game to the audience. And help some people out there. To get them some gems that they can use in everyday life.
No, let's do it.
All right, my man. So to get started, man, we always start the podcast off with these two questions. What is your opinion on the idea of collaboration over competition?
My opinion, idea of it, man. That's the only way you're gonna win, in my opinion.
Amen. Amen.
Collabing, man. What's the saying? Like the more the merrier.
Yes, sir.
So the more you
It's enough for us to
together, it's enough for everybody to eat, man.
Yeah.
And what I'm starting to notice is you look a lot more legit. So like with COVID and everything that's happened, a lot of small businesses and stuff like that have started to create, create for themselves, but everybody is doing it. Everybody's doing the same thing you're doing. So whether it's basketball training, podcasting, barbers, doing hair, nails, whatever, like it's 1,000 of everybody just in the Wichita alone. So you gotta collab and just, be able to provide the clients and customers with more.
Amen. Yeah, I feel like we're definitely in the era of collaboration over competition. And that's where this idea started for me, man. Being a small business owner, trying to compete with bigger companies and, bigger marketing budgets, I had to collaborate, instead of trying to compete with them. So that's definitely an idea, I have took in the past couple of years and just kind of led us here today. So collaboration over competition. So the second end of that question, do you have any advice on how we can encourage others to come together to collaborate? I feel like sports is always a good start doing that, but do you have any advice on how we can encourage others to come together to collaborate more?
A lot of people, when they talk about partnerships or collaborating, man, a lot of times people think about the dollar signs that's in it initially right up front, and it's like, no, you're not Nike, you're not Adidas, you're not going to be able to, I'll give you $500,000, you give me, $600,000, whatever. In exchange, is more so just coming to an agreement and working on promotion for one another's company, working on little deals, stuff like that.
The little things add up.
No, the little things add up, and it's nice because you can kind of work in your craft.
Yes.
Work on writing contracts, work on finding the right attorneys to write your contracts, and stuff like that, and just kind of perfect your craft. So when you do become that big company that's worldwide, all your ducks are in a row.
Amen.
So definitely just use the promotion aspect to start before you take off.
No, I definitely love that answer. Y'all listen and take that in. So for my next question, man, so in doing my research, man, I watched a 7-minute documentary about you on your YouTube channel, man. I feel like that documentary kind of told me everything I need to know about you as a man. But I'm curious, man, you being a hometown kid, what inspires you to come back to Wichita, Kansas, to start a business, being that your talents literally took you all across the world? What brings you back to Wichita, Kansas?
This home for me.
Okay.
This home for me is what I know. I just remember being that kid that didn't have much guidance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to leave, you know, the next kid behind.
Amen.
And stuff like that. So if I can come back and help however much I can, man, I definitely want to, whether I end up leaving for good or not.
Yeah.
I definitely want to be an open book and just another resource that's easy access for, you know, kids and other adults.
Yeah.
You know, that want to further their career, kind of reach out and let's grow.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the cycle of life, man. You know, you got to come back and get back, man. You know, you never know who you're affecting out there, man, with what you're doing. So keep doing what you're doing. You know, in starting your business, Max Lab Training. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Max Lab Training. I want to know, what was the process of starting your own business, and how long did it take to go from dream to reality?
It started back when I was overseas, actually. I was playing a little bit of pro there, and we had to, in the midst of that, we had to go put on like big camps.
Yeah.
On days that we didn't have games, and I mean it's a couple hundred kids in there. They invited the whole town at like $20 like a kid. Like there was more so just trying to get you in there. So there's tons of kids, and we had to have our own station, and so that's where like the big group training stuff for me started.
Yeah.
Playing in college, I was periodically, like every other college athlete, just train a kid every now and again on weekends or something, and I enjoyed it. Every week I was looking forward to training that one kid for years, and seeing his development and growth just physically and then just on the court. I was super invested in the kids, just going to games all the time just to see the situation that he's going to be put in so I could help with that.
Yes.
You know, talking to the coaches, making sure we're all on the same page. So, and then, you know, just a teammate of his will want in on that. His opponent will want in on that.
Yep.
And so it just kind of took off from there. And after, I won't lie, I did my research and got around some big-time trainers. And when I realized how much money they were making, I said it's time to go.
Especially these days, man.
It's go time. And so, yeah.
That's awesome. You know, I feel like, you know, to be a trainer, like the things you spoke on, you know, you're working, you know, your job is to help someone be better at what they're doing, man. I feel like you have to have a servant heart doing that, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that definitely says a lot about the type of man you are. You know, want to see the good, want to see others succeed. So, you know, I definitely love that about you. So for my next question, 3 things I want to touch on, I want you to give us some insight on. So, number 1, your role at Newman, being in charge of player development. I'm wondering what that's like. Number 2, being a trainer for the professional Wichita team of the Wichita Wizards that you just recently announced. And then 3, being a scout for Prep Hoops. You know, I feel like, you know, you're obviously doing your part to get back to the next generations to come. So I'm just wanting a little more insight on those 3 roles.
So Newman, the player development role, we just, me and the head coach, RJ Allen, just had to sit down and we just talked. I want to continue to further my career and better myself. I didn't have the experience of training an institution, and I wanted to kind of get that under my belt, and so I just kind of hopped on to volunteer some time to help out there and just kind of learn from what I can from the other coaches at the college level.
What does player development look like, you know, in that setting?
So in that setting,
deeper than training, right? I'm assuming.
It's deeper than training. It's a little more. It's a lot of logistics to it. So depending on your institution or school, I know for me, my mindset is I wanted to make sure I impacted the game right away. And so depending on the coach and depending on the team's play style, it depends on what you need to work with, determine what you need to work on. And so if, you know, some teams are really big on finishing off 2 feet. And well, if that particular school is struggling to finish off 2 feet at the rim, or they're scared of contact, or they're struggling finishing over length, guys 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, then it's your job in there as a player development coach to go in there and work with them on that before practice, during your little segment, during practice, and even after for the guys that want to get extra work in. And there's times where a couple of them would hit me up on weekends, or if we didn't have anything, come to my gym, or I'll come up there and we would, you know, keep getting after it, whether it's getting shots up, fixing shooting forms, all that jazz. So, and just being in direct communication with coach about what the roles are for the players so they can excel in their roles. If the coach didn't bring him in as a shooter, it's not your job to go make him a shooter. Because coach isn't going to play him as that.
That's dope.
So you got to go make him thrive in his role.
That's dope. So basically taking, you know, the strengths and weaknesses, you know, making an analyzation of the team, and then, you know, whatever weaknesses you can make strengths, you know, that's where you come in, you know, and help them get there.
No, 1000%, because as a head coach, your job isn't, you're not worried about developing the players. You're focused on, you know, scouting reports, and you're focused on...
One of the things where you got to delegate.
Yeah, you got to delegate. Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, number 2, becoming the official trainer for the Wichita Wizards. Tell me about that.
That's another one of the things, man, where just trying to, just another stepping stone for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I did my research in this industry, in this career, and I see guys like a Phil Handy for the Lakers as like their player development coach.
Yes.
And so
Not talked about enough.
right.
Those
So
type of guys.
So looking at working on the Newman aspect and then taking it up a notch with the Wizards, like that's just me climbing the ladder from ground zero.
Yeah.
Is what people are seeing.
Yeah. You working, man, honing those skills for real. I definitely love that. I'm excited to see, like, this experience that you get and where it's going to take you and where it's going to lead you to. So, man, keep doing your thing. And then being a scout for Prep Hoops, what is it like being a scout? I've never, talked to one up close or gotten an insight on what they really do.
So scouts, basically, my job in particular for Prep Hoops is I just go out, watch games or film or whatever, and you can write up on just about anything you want that you see in the player.
Yeah.
A lot of times people think the write-ups come from the top scorers or stuff like that, but if you got the real basketball heads in your area, they're writing up on the guys that's defending all the time. They're writing up on the guys that are getting it done in the classroom and on the court.
Yeah.
With decent averages. Yeah. So that's just me going out just trying to give the local high school kids the respect that they deserve and
exposure too.
Yep, the exposure and the acknowledgement for real.
Is that a hard job? Because at the same time you are critiquing players, high school players. Is that a hard job to do at the same time? Because you are being a judge of talent.
Right. Yeah, it is, but at the same time, I don't have to say this kid sucks or this kid ain't ready. Like, my job is to go pinpoint the kids that I want to write about in the next article. So I can write up on, I'll give you the insight. My next article I'm coming out with on the boys and girls side is top unsigned seniors. So the seniors that don't really have any offers, because there's a ton of them out here
overlooked
in the city that don't have any offers, aren't committed. Like, I want to put those guys on notice for the college coaches that are ramping up their recruiting services. So go look at these guys. So, like, it doesn't have to be on talent or averages or skill sets.
That's awesome. All right, so for my next question, I'm wondering who's your favorite person you have gotten the opportunity to train or work with on your journey so far? Because I've seen you train a lot of different people.
Oh, man.
All ages.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Jarek Harding.
Okay.
So Jarek's special to me because just coming up, I just kind of built this thing from the ground up, and I worked my way from there. I never lie. I'm not, I don't know it all in the training game or whatever. So Jarek coming out of Weber State was killing it, and he texted me one day, just kind of out the blue, and was like, "Hey, I want you to prepare me for the kind of NBA draft."
Yeah.
And that was like my real first of my own experience of trying to take a college kid to the pros.
Yeah.
And so no, it was good. Jared came in and worked extremely hard every day, and I mean, he really challenged me to really give him, just to push him.
Yeah.
So that was good, and I mean, we're still at it. Every summer that he's here in off season, he's overseas now, but every year he's here, we're getting out there in the gym now, and just kind of both just raising our game. Just we'll text each other every now and again, like, it's time to take it to another level now. It's time to go to another level. So
iron sharpened iron. So I love that. I see he had a little stint with the Mavs for a minute.
He did. So this past summer or whatever, he had got a call from his agent saying the Mavs wanted to bring him on to the NBA Summer League roster.
Yeah.
And he started out struggling. The first game just wasn't himself.
Yeah.
Just being stiff and trying to get acclimated with how it is there. And I just talked to him after the game, and like his other family did, and he just loosened up and just kind of really went off rest of the summer league, averaging about 20.
Yeah.
So no, it was fun to watch, fun to be there and to support him. It's like you said, see our work.
That's awesome. I definitely wish him the best. Him playing overseas. All right, so for my next question, I'm wondering, do you have any productivity hacks, man? I'm looking to get some game out there to some people out there, some knowledge they can use and they like to become more productive. Do you have any productivity hacks that you use in your life to help you be more productive? Because I can imagine you are a busy man.
No, extremely busy, because to add to all that, I'm recruiting for Barclay College. And I get a little bit of bite sometimes from people because they're like, they feel like what I do interferes with one another. So like you're scouting high school basketball, you're recruiting for Barclay College, and you work at Newman. Like, don't they conflict within each other?
You at every damn level.
And so, I mean, it works. I was transparent about, I told everybody like what I did before they wanted to bring me on, and everybody was good with it. So, man, my hack is just have a hobby. That's something I've been wrestling with and been trying to make more time for. Is to have a hobby, because juggling, this career and stuff like that, it gets overwhelming. Stresses you out a lot, and so I've been trying to like find things to kind of take my mind off of work.
That's awesome.
And just kind of enjoy the time.
What hobbies have you discovered, if any, so far?
I love bowling. I love bowling. I've got serious of bowling. Bought a ball, bought some shoes, got a bag, the whole nine. So I'll try to go every now and again and just compete with myself.
That's awesome. I feel like finding a hobby, it plays a lot into your mental health. Because being an entrepreneur, running everywhere, man, you got to take care of your mental health, and having that hobby to take your mind off things, man, it's a stress reliever. So I definitely love that. And I was going to say, man, one of mine, or one hobby that I'm looking to get into, I see we got the Top Golf here in Wichita. I ain't never played golf before. I think I want to try golf, man.
Try it.
I want to try golf.
I go to Top Golf usually when I go out of town. It's all right. It's a good experience. Like, I like the vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm the type to go out to just a regular golfing field or whatever and just start hitting and chasing the ball. Like, I don't think that's me.
Yeah.
But I do like the Top Golf vibe.
Yeah, I did it first time when I was out in Las Vegas. So crazy vibes.
That's the same. Yeah. I've been to the one out there. Yeah, that's insane out there.
Beautiful views. All right. So for my next question, I'm wondering best advice you have been given, or your favorite quote, if you have one.
I'm gonna go with my mom. She told me. She used to tell me that if it's for you, like, it's gonna be for you. Like, what's meant for you is for you. And I wrestled with that a lot as a kid growing up, because I was like, yo, that's supposed to be mine. Like, I used to always wrestle like, no, I'm supposed to be getting that many minutes on the team. I'm supposed to get that opportunity or whatever. Yeah. And she's like, son, just what's for you will be for you. Amen. So just let everything happen the way it's supposed to. You just, stay true to who you are. Yeah. And so it's came to fruition now. So
keeping the faith. I love that. Okay, so being that you are a basketball guy, I get to ask the guests some basketball questions. So this is a double-headed question. So, with LeBron James becoming the NBA's all-time leading scorer, I'm wondering who is your GOAT? Who is the GOAT in your opinion? I'm a LeBron fan. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. LeBron is my GOAT. I want to hear yours.
I used to ask myself that, and I never really had an answer for it. My favorite player, I'll say this, my favorite player is Allen Iverson. So in my eyes, he's at the top of my list, no matter what list it is. He inspired me to play. Like, I had the headband, the braids, the sleeve, everything, like, he did. And I mimicked his jumper. I started fading for no reason on mid-range jumpers. The floater game, all that. So
you had crossovers?
I worked on that crossover, left to right, right to left. Well, I even started working on the double one with how he hit Jordan.
Yeah, he changed the game with that, man.
So he's at the top of my list. But with the GOAT debate, I definitely appreciate seeing history happen right in front of my eyes.
Facts.
You heard about Kareem getting hit. You heard about Michael Jordan, contrary to anything he did, but seeing LeBron happen on TV right here, as a 28-year-old man, I definitely appreciate it, because it'd be something that, we can talk about to our families later.
I don't think it'd be broken in our lifetime. But
yeah, no, it's gonna be insane, because he's still playing, and he said he wants to go for another 2 years, so he's looking at 40,000 points.
Facts. But yeah, continue, or is Allen Iverson your GOAT?
I'm gonna say Iverson's my GOAT.
Okay. I can't argue with that. Okay, so for my second one, your top 5 NBA players of all time. Top 5. I need a good top 5, man. You a basketball guy, man. I need a good top 5.
Top 5. I'm gonna go. Obviously Iverson, Jordan, Bron, Kobe. I'm gonna even go.
Is that in order?
No order.
Okay.
There's no order.
Okay.
I'm gonna even say Shaq. Here's why. I just appreciate the way he dominated the game. The way he dominated the game, you wouldn't talk about it today if it wasn't for Shaq
Facts.
coming in, that led KG to be who he is
Yeah.
and all that. So I'm gonna throw Shaq in there. I never really answered that question. I see it on Twitter, I see it on Facebook and all that. I never really answered that question. So you gotta put me on the spot.
Repeat that top 5 one more time for me.
I'm gonna go Iverson, Jordan, LeBron, Shaq, Kobe.
All right. I can't argue with that. Y'all heard it here first. It's top 5. It's top 5.
Top 5. Never been said. There's my top 5 that,
Yeah.
that's my go.
Now, for my next question, man, you're obviously just involved with, athletes of all ages. But I'm wondering, like, where does that passion to get back to you come from?
I think about to myself, like, if I had a trainer, what could have been? If I had...
If you could afford one.
If I could afford one.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, I feel like you only got working with a coach because y'all were, like, close enough to do so.
Yeah.
And he was usually, like, your summer coach or your best friend's dad that used to hoop. Like, that was the only way you got extra work in. Otherwise, it was just kind of fend for yourself. So,
Facts.
just being an outlet. Like, I tell people all the time, like, take as much advice as you can, because I'm literally going to the coach or whoever's in charge of recruiting or whatever, coming back and feeding it to you. Like, telling you what they're saying, telling you what they're looking for, what they want.
Straight from the source.
Straight from the source.
Yeah.
I don't know how often that's done. And, I mean, that's just something I would have liked, because I had to go to the dining room table and on my old Android phone, HTC phone, and try to film myself and send it out to coaches. I mean, I emailed every D1, D2, D3, NAIA coach I could think of, JUCO.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. As we get to these last couple questions here, I'm wondering what motivates you to get up out the bed in the morning, man? Are you driven by relationships, money, or success? What's getting you out the bed in the morning?
I'll be honest with you, bro. I struggled growing up. We struggled. Me and my family, we struggled a little bit. So being able to grind to make sure we never missed a meal again is what keeps me going.
Yes.
Making sure I never seen another eviction notice on my door when I got home keeps me going. Making sure my lights never got cut off.
Amen.
Kept me going. I still get coached to this day, like, man, we're so proud of you. I remember taking you home from practice one day and there was no lights on in your house, and I was like, what are y'all doing? And I'm like, oh, lights are probably cut off. And they're like, you just
light them candles.
just humbly just walked into the house, and I was like, man, I didn't have no other choice. So
Light them candles.
I remember being a kid, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of all my siblings. I got 3 brothers and 2 sisters, so man, I remember I came in, they repoed my mama's car right from the house, middle of the night, just beating on the door, bang, bang, bang. We know you're in there, like flashing the light. Me and my mama like ducking, and she's like, all right, we gotta give it to him. And I'm like, what's she talking about? She go open the garage, like toss me the keys, and they took the car. We no school, no nothing.
The same thing happened to me right before we get ready to go to school. We getting ready to work. Mama, I think somebody outside with the car. So man, that's real life stuff, man. And I feel like there's no motivation that comes from that type of struggle. Like there's no motivation that can match coming from that type of struggle, man. The drive that it gives you, to be better for the next generation. And I feel like that's I have a similar background, same situation. Like I'm all about my kids in a generation that I never may even meet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to build something for them, leave something behind. You know what I'm saying? So
1,000% respect.
The stuff we doing, we're making generational changes, man. So no, I definitely I love that drive, and I applaud you for it, man. Because I come from a similar background. Let's keep striving for greatness, man. For our family.
1,000% right there.
Yes, sir. All right. So for my last question, man, it is 2023, man, and mental health is a big topic. That's a big topic we talk about on the show a lot. And I'm wondering, doing everything that you do, how do you manage your mental health? If you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah, no. Outside of the hobby thing, I try to just talk to people that that kind of know me. That kind of know everything I'm going through. Like, I try to make sure I communicate how I'm feeling.
Yes.
Accept whatever advice they have. I'm not saying you gotta take it or not, but definitely hear them out. And there's a lot of times you gotta get it off your chest.
Yes.
I'm okay with being vulnerable because I know it's putting that out there is the real solution half of the time.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So just acknowledging everything you've been through you know, what you're struggling with, and then just being open to change.
Yes. I know on this podcast we talk a lot about, you know, therapy, you know, working out, just take, you know, even faith in God, you know what I'm saying, taking care of your mental health. But another thing, like you just pointed out, man, if you got people around you that you can go and talk to, man, well, you know, don't be scared to reach out. You know, a lot of times, you know, people, we want to hold it in. You know, we don't want to even get to the point where we feel comfortable expressing to the people that love us and care about us, you know, what we're going through. So I definitely love that, y'all. So take that in. You know, if you got people around you know, that love and care for you, do not feel afraid to talk to someone, get it off your chest. And, you know, and be open-minded and, you know, when you're talking to people and be able to hear, you know, take constructive criticism. So I definitely love that and taking care of your mental health. And once again, man, I definitely appreciate you taking the time out your busy schedule to come sit with us here for this show, man. And, you know, that about wraps it up. But I do want to give one more shout out to our sponsor, The Greatest Vodka. They gift every guest a free bottle of liquor. So I know my man said he wanted the peach sherry. So, you know, from our sponsors to you, my man.
Man, I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all.
Welcome to the Greatness family. Welcome to the Greatness family. And that wraps it up, y'all. Season 2, Episode 2 of the Collaboration Over Competition podcast. Adrian Maloney Jr., y'all.
Let's go.